going out with another funny old people. Some eternal hand of doom.
Yeah.
you. We're on to the number of our new LP now. So how many title are, man? If you want to clap, you can.
So, everyone's good.
That's the one I'm gonna call Black Sabbath. Thank you.
All right, test. Make sure we're not dropping frames. How are you guys doing? Welcome to the stream. Give me a minute. I'm gonna get this set up. Make sure everything's going right. I know it's annoying. I have to get this going every time, but it's I've gone off and done 5-10 minutes of stream before everything actually working. How you guys doing? Let me know in the chat. Let me know it sounds loud and clear and the music's not too loud. Actually, there's no... Get the audio going. There we go. There's a little bit of... Just enough audio. We're trying to get a copyright strike for Black Sabbath tonight, so... Very, very sad week. Losing a lot of legends. It's kind of crazy. I say it's kind of crazy. I mean, that's how life goes, but it just kind of sucks. These are some cool dudes. What's up, Nexus? What's up, Jared? Doing good, man. Hope you're doing well. And the guys on, the majority of you guys are on X. We're on YouTube. That's where most of the live chat is. But you guys can see it here. Oh, yeah. There's Esk. What's up, dude? Last roundtable, some people had some questions for you, Esk. We need to hit you up on data centers. So, all right, let me send a tweet out later. We're going live. Yeah, we got a lot to cover today. We'll get going. All right, so per the usual, welcome to the Rainbow Trends weekly stream. This is your dude Runner. We're going to talk charts. We're going to talk Toyotas. We're going to talk fishing. We're actually going to talk Shark Week this week. We're going to talk pound puppies. Going to do a donation for them pretty soon, and then just overall market sentiment. But as a reminder, this stream is intended for educational purposes only. It's not to be used as financial advice. Even if you were to mistake it for financial advice, this is clearly a bunch of bros who are into coding, into vibes, into Rainbow Theory, into whales, all that types of stuff. But welcome, glad you're here. And at any point you have any questions on what the hell I'm talking about, check us out on the website. We have the main page here where you can check out and read all about Rainbow Theory, what the hell I'm talking about with like 10,000 lines of code. And if you want to become a client, sign up for your first month for 10 months, or for $10 for your first month. Cancel anytime. But anyway, first things first. I'm very sad this week. We lost some serious legends, but we're gonna like we do when we show the bullish stuff, we show the bearish stuff. We're gonna go both ways with this stuff. And straight out the gate, some very big news coming soon. 2026 we are going to have Airbud Return. Ain't no rule. I just realized I never read the title. The title's Ain't No Rules. So if you guys don't know, Stacks has been a long time OG Rainbow Trends, one of my favorite traders. And he's also flat out hilarious, but he goes by a persona. I'm a Rainbow Cow. He's a golden retriever. So we always make like Airbud jokes and stuff like that. And the fact that they're making an Airbud remake is just fan-friggin-tastic. Ain't no rules. That's right, RJ. So, if you guys don't know, it's like a high school, it's like a kid movie where they have a dog on the basketball team, and then they have like a sequel where he was on the NFL team and stuff. But this is like one of my favorite GIFs from this is they all huddle up, so they have obviously fake, like you could have used a real dog paw for that and got away with it, but whatever. But anyway, yeah, Stacks is excited. We are locked in. It's coming in 2026, which can't come soon enough. So anyway, moving on. If you guys can, reminder, hit the like, retweet us, goes a long way. We try not to put any paywalls on this one, albeit with the Aussie stuff playing in the background. We may get ads on this with a copyright strike, but we'll see. But as with Airbuds, as a reminder, we're gonna be kicking up another shelter donation soon. If you guys don't know, we spend a good majority of our advertisement budget actually on dogs at our local pound shelters, because either way, if I'm blowing money on ads or if I'm blowing money on dogs as a quote-unquote ad, it's still going to go to good use. And if you ever want to find like the real bandanas we use, it took forever, but if you go to this brand, it's on our website. I'll put it in the chat right now. That's the actual link to a dog bandana that's tie-dyed and pretty cool. And I just put a freshie on my mutt this week. So anyway, starting off with some sad stuff. We lost Hulk Hogan today, and it sucks. This dude's arguably like the biggest name in wrestling that's probably ever existed. You could maybe argue Ric Flair, maybe you could argue Andre, but if you guys are new, you're certainly new to this world. If you've only been around for a few years, you guys need to go do your research. This guy was the king, and did a physical feat, which is amazing. And I'm going to show it anyway, even if this just completely destroys the replay of the stream. You guys might just have to watch the replay on YouTube, because the last time I played anything on YouTube during a live stream, it got absolutely destroyed. But let me look it up real quick. Andre the Giant weighed over 500 pounds. Actually, they were saying he was around 520. Now, in comparison, Hulk Hogan's nowhere near that. Now, mind you, Hulk Hogan at the time, I believe, was like 6'9" or 6'6". He had some back surgeries later in life, got him smaller. But going into this famous match back in the day, Hogan did not actually know how it was going to end. He did not know if he was going to win. He did not know anything. They kind of were ad-libbing along. Andre wasn't going to tell him how it was going to go. And at one point in the match, Andre told him, slam, pick me up. And Hulk actually didn't know if he could freaking do it. And the Hulk actually picked this dude up, completely tore his biceps out, all this stuff, but he actually slammed the dude. And you can see he slams him a little bit early, but it's because his muscles were actually tearing when he got this dude above him. But dude, just check this out. This is, even if you're not a Hulk, rest in peace, Hulkster. It's we're gonna miss you, but that's just insane. Physical feat. Another one, obviously, you guys, this happened earlier. We lost Ozzy earlier this week, or it was late last week, since the last stream. Really sucks. And I wanted to share this with you guys. I found out this is pretty cool because he had Parkinson's, had a bunch of issues with surgeries and stuff like that, but absolute legend. But I wanted to share this. If you guys watched his last concert, he absolutely killed it. The dude's died a few days later, but absolutely killed it in the concert. And I found out they had this chair. He refused to be wheeled out in a wheelchair, so they built this custom King of Darkness throne, and it actually has him like strapped in with his legs, his feet, and everything else. He was also in such bad shape with the Parkinson's and all the surgery stuff like that. He was under a lot of medication to help control all the pain. For this concert, he actually went. He did not take any meds, none of the painkillers, so he could have a perfectly clear head and knock out the entire concert. So he did the entire concert like in agonizing pain, absolutely killed it, and then ended his show, and then life moves on. But absolute killer way to go out, and just kind of a cool backstory because a lot of people don't talk about that or know about it. And I didn't know about it till later, until some people were like actually pointing it out. I was like, that's just the coolest shit ever. Dude killed it. Anyway, another thing, you guys know I'm into motocross. Ozzy was one of us. This is him rocking, like I think this is a 1993, 94 era-ish YZ125. It's definitely before the 96 rebrand. It might be a 95. This is just cool as shit. Yamaha YZ125 with a Kaiba forks. In addition to that, he damn near died on a four-wheeler. And what four-wheeler was that? That was the Yamaha Banshee. This was the craziest four-wheeler to ever have been built. It's a 350cc twin-cylinder two-stroke that Yamaha dropped in 1987. To this day, it's the baddest four-wheeler that's ever been built. And I've always wanted one as a kid, and I've never owned one, so maybe I need to go get myself a red and orange one. It's a good excuse. Wife's going to be super pissed, but regardless, he's actually wearing the neck brace. And they actually auctioned off this ATV a long time ago. It was pretty cool. So anyway, moving on. That's kind of the headliners. I say the headliners. That's kind of the intro of the week. I got to address it. These are some cool dudes. If you guys hadn't seen his like old concerts from the 1970s, that's what I'm playing right now. Black Sabbath live in Paris, 1970. And moving on. So the big thing this week, you guys know I'm not super into trench chasing. Never have. It doesn't really work out for me most of the time. But so many people have been bugging me about Pump for a long time. And my general sentiment is I'm not super bullish on stuff that's about to get listed on like Coinbase. The big thing is the market makers on these bigger exchanges like Coinbase and Binance. They have a really, really, really good reputation for adding a bunch of sell-side liquidity. And these things just dump. Well, Pump dropped their token. People went absolutely ham in it, thinking they had the next trenches winner. I was rooting for them, but they had the live interview. Was it today or this week? Or yesterday? And Elon confirmed. Everybody's hoping that there was going to be an airdrop. And Elon came in and confirmed that there was no immediate airdrop coming. So, markets did not like that. Since we had it listed on Coinbase. Remember, Coinbase, dude, like, there have been so many coins that have absolutely just gone ham until they get listed. And it's just, welcome to the show, right? Like, that's what crypto happens. You're kind of in the wild, wild west. So, anyway, it's down 63%. It's dropping a little more now. It's probably 65%. But if you can tell in the charts, you can see this well print cluster here. That's when the interview hit, and it just completely nuked. It's been down since. So, shout out those dudes. I for a while, man, I saw so many people posting about this on Twitter, talking about like huge losses, and I was like, I hope not. It's like, man, like this is. You're not in it for the tech, you're in it for the trenches, and like this could go bad. This could go real bad, and man, it really has. Like since the interview, it's down 36%. Pixa and Nexus in the Rainbow Trends Discord shorted the ever-living hell out of this. I think Pixa posted a 2,000% P&L, and the Nexus had something ridiculous as well. So go my degens. I was gonna say my fib guys, but Nexus is not a fib guy. What's up, Nahul? I don't know how to say your last name on YouTube. But anyway, we got a lot of stuff I've got a ton of slides today, and I'm blowing up the RAM on this computer. So let's keep going. Pump, I'm not bullish on this. Go look how the Friend Tech token launched. That's my general expectation on most of these things. Now, today was one of the coolest I say coolest. This was one of the most entertaining things I've seen in a long time. I believe, do not quote me on this. You can ask Grok if it's true. And we're at 143 viewers on Twitter. That's awesome. 144 is my favorite number. If you don't know why, it's an old motocross thing. Anyway, we can talk about that later. Apparently in 2 decades, no president has actually visited the Fed, which is weird. And then all of a sudden they start doing press conferences in a building that's, I guess, being built. And these dudes were wearing hard hats. And then they took some questions, and it got pretty weird and funny at the same time. And guys, in times of sadness with the Hulkster and Ozzy, we have to enjoy the memes. We have to enjoy the funny stuff. So I'm gonna show you this clip because this is just crazy. I don't have any else to say it.
Like it's got a long way to go.
Yes, sir.
So,
President, are there things the chairman can say to you today that would make you back off some of the earlier criticism?
well, I'd love him to lower interest rates. But other than that, what can I tell you? Like it's got a
It's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And straight into this, they posted this picture. Not picture, it's a live screen grab. Apparently in the middle of it, he was saying that they were over budget, and Powell's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, here, I got it on paper. Shows him the paper, and he's like, well, no, that's a building that was built 5 years ago. And they start arguing on camera with this piece of paper. It's absolutely fantastic. So people, I love Feiju. I don't know how to say it, but I love this dude. He's awesome. He's funny and also really good with like videos and tech and charts and all that. And he goes, as you can see, BTC will be hitting 250K very soon, according to this M2 chart. I love it. There's a whole bunch of memes coming out, but like literally, I was driving home today, and I literally just start seeing posts of Trump in a hard hat with Jerome Powell. It looks like a Home Depot facility. It's just absolutely fantastic. Can we trade this? No, but it's fun. And as a quick reminder, whether or not we're getting Fed rate cuts, whether or not rate cuts are a good thing, or hell, maybe they pull a wild card and increase rate cuts, just a reminder, Jerome Powell is out of the office in 295 days. And that sounds like a really, really, really far away place, and it's not. That's going to come sooner than you expect. So we'll see. We'll really see. All I know, I don't think Jerome's going to cut rates at this point. There's no point in even betting on that. But I can tell you that's going to be a big change when Trump gets to switch out Jerome. So anyway, another crazy thing this week, Tron rang the NASDAQ opening bell today, which is not something I saw coming. We can go check the Tron chart. I don't like trading Tron. It moves really weird. When I say moves really weird, it's as if there's a really, really big whale in control of it. It moves a lot like Bcash and XRP to me, which do not bot trade very well. Shocker. And lo and behold, it's pumping again. Full blowout into the cyan reversion bands, and then here. And people ask me all the time, how do you make trading easy? What's the easiest, quickest way to make money with like my set of tools and stuff like that? And it's a really hard question to answer because trading is very, very hard. But I will tell you this, pink candles in cyan bands, that is one of the highest hit rates we ever have. And our dudes in the Discord who do a lot of like perp trading on shorting lower caps altcoins, that's the setup they look for. This is actually a machine learning kind of AI style band that learns the coin. This thing's actually looking back at like 5,000 candles worth of data on Tron. So it knows where the actual boundaries are for Tron, and it painted them right here, and we came up and tagged it, and then we proceeded to nuke. From that tip, it went down 55%. So you guys want to start out, hey, runner, what's the easiest way to make money trading rainbows? Pinks and cyans is one of our most killer setups. It does not happen a lot. Remember, this band learns every time it's touched. So, and it never forgets. So we waited a very long time for that setup. But when those setups hit, they hit really hard. Bounce off, and you can see it learning there as well. But they call tops like to a T, probably over 90 percentile accuracy. That's why they're rare, but you want to hit something with confidence, wait for that setup. Moving on. Justin is also going to be going to space, so I cannot wait for the videos that they're going to come out with for this to push this show. I don't know. Maybe Justin and all them start trading stock, Tron in space, doing transactions, do the first. Surely someone's traded off their phone in space before, but maybe they haven't. I'm actually. What does your VPN detect when you're in space? That's a general question. Is it, we've detected you're not on North American soil right now. We're flagging your account on Binance. I don't know. Something to be curious about. Do you pay taxes on it? Is it considered like international waters? I don't know. But anyway, let's look at Amazon. Amazon, this is the Amazon H4 chart. Since our great bottom here, this is the other one. You catch the bottom side of this reversion band, you pull out of it. That's one of the highest accuracy plays we get in Rainbow Trends, Rainbow 3 style setups. And so far, Amazon has been up since that bottom wick. Now, mind you, you're never going to catch that bottom wick, but when you start touching it, you need to pay attention. It's been up 45%, which is good. Potentially forming like a range here, but I just wanted to see if they are bullish on Justin going to space, and it's looking like they are. So that's good to know. But anyway. So, moving on. Something that I never would have thought would happen happened. Police inadvertently revealed a suspect's Bitcoin seed phrase on body cam footage. Memorize your seed phrases for secure storage. Keep it private. I kid you not, guys. Watch this. This is not AI. This is a real thing.
I know, it would be on the normal state of Nevada badge.
Quick question. You have access to a database to see if somebody was in the state of Nevada?
So there's like steps too. I don't know what siren.
Oh, this is that crypto shit. This is a crypto phrase.
Oh, okay, that's.
Okay.
Remember
Like,
how
yeah.
I was telling you guys
Yep.
random words?
Okay.
So he might have some insurance stuff.
Yeah, let me go in there.
You can't make it up. But imagine if that was like a live cop show. It's absolutely fantastic. But anyway, back to crypto, back to stuff. Michael Saylor dropped this week. Saylor continues to do some of the most degen shit I've ever seen. I honestly can't keep up with them anymore. Originally they had all this stuff as a triangle. Then it was a pyramid, and then they've turned it into a pentagram. I really don't. Thanks, Kraken. I really have no idea. I honestly can't. I don't have time in my life to pay attention to this anymore. To try to even keep up. But long story short, investors like this, and investors tend to give him money. And he raised, shortly after that, $2 billion. When they were originally, I believe he was originally trying to raise $500 million, and then he ended up raising $2 billion. So, if you guys don't ever look at the MicroStrategy stock, you definitely need to. One of the things I will post up on that is you need to pay attention for sometimes, it's not every time, but sometimes this will move before Bitcoin does. So when Bitcoin's like chopping and ranging and stuff like that, it'll break free. And it's worth watching. And right now it's trying to, but not really doing much, but he's raising money and everything else, and they have earnings coming up, so we have to pay attention to that. Sorry, someone was shooting me a DM. But anyway, if you guys have any questions, let me know in the chat. If not, thanks you guys again for coming to the weekly whale watch. Moving on. So bullish as can be. Saylor's getting more money. Now, mind you, Saylor will top blast. Saylor will also buy during the entire downtrend, albeit he tends to only get funding as like ridiculous funding at the tops of the markets. So we'll see. But anyway, moving on with the bearish thing. Falcon X facilitated the largest USDT notional single leg block trade in Deribit history. 600 million Bitcoin put option, position targeting for a move below $110,000 by August 8th of this year. So with the bullish side of crypto Sailor actually generating $2,000 million of $2 billion, we have some bearish Deribit options, some of the biggest in history, getting dumped on this chart. And if you guys don't know, Bitcoin's chopping. Our main chart, this is probably why you guys logged in tonight to come see this chart. We've been navigating this, we've been killing it, and right now we are in a range. I hate to sound boring like that, but if you go look at the order books, the whales are just stacking limits here, and they're stacking limits here. The bulls and the bears are basically in a Mexican standoff, and we're waiting to see who flinches. Eventually, somebody's going to pull their books, and it's going to go. We just do not know yet. Pep has been showing some charts on his. I forgot. I think they're called fire charts, but they're getting severely loaded. Trading Light, rest in peace. I would have referenced those back in the day. I probably need to get an Okotoki account. I really miss using their stuff, but regardless. We had the huge move, and last time we had this move on the previous run up, it didn't stop. This leg just went up and gone, and it slammed into the reversion bands. And we love reversion band trades, right? We're waiting to see if that's going to be the next target into price discovery. But we went up about the same distance, and now we're going sideways, and it's just chilling. And now it's literally... we don't have a read. We know they are accumulating or distributing, and the bulls and the bears are about to have a huge fight, and this is going to break sharply. But I don't know which way. We're in the middle here. We're not really printing much. The volume is fading. I don't really have a good read on it. Give me a second. I forgot. Well, I say I forgot. Our new tool from Rainbow Trends, I don't have it on the screen. Let me add it real quick. This is the Coinbase versus Binance Premium tool. And the reason I'm switching screens, I don't want to show you guys all the beta prototype stuff I'm building. So I'm going to get rid of split volume. So this is our tool that looks at the Coinbase Premium, and for the most part, we tend to rip when Coinbase is in control. And we almost lost it here, and then it went back up. So we're still sustaining that. Let me double check it's on the right settings. So it's 10 smoothness filter, Bitcoin. We're good. So we're going to wait for this to break. If it barks, dude, we're coming down and we're checking resistance. We have some weak support here at 111, 109, and then we have the major order block here, which we don't want to get into, but this will be very, very hard to break through if the bears want to do it. What's up, Cybro? So we'll see. Crazier things have happened. The DOJ's recommending an investigation in the Obama White House group, what they call cabinet. They're saying the White House current administration may reveal aliens are real soon. God knows what's happening with Maxwell's testimony right now. A lot of crazy things. Who knows? Jerome may get fired. Who knows? But market is very, very sensitive. But right now, the good news is the stuff that's really been spooking the market, and we'll talk about it later, is like the tariffs. The tariffs are kind of leveling out, and things are getting bullish on that. So we'll see. We'll see. Either way, I'm not super paying attention to a lot of other stuff because we'll go into that next. So where do we go from here? Bitcoin is in indecision territory. Good luck trying to forward project what this bad boy is going to do. Maybe you can. I don't know. But we're down to green candles, and I'm not seeing much action here. I'm not seeing many well prints. It's just literally tightening and coiling, which means probably getting an explosive move yet. And it's not at super resistance. It's not at anything. It's not at really big support. It's not at really big resistance. So anyway, moving on. Let's check flows real quick, and then we'll go into the main part of this story. Flows, had some outflows, but we had some ridiculous inflows last week. Not really concerned about any of that. moving on to the Mayor multiple. So Mayor multiple, still healthy, still on track. We're inside our time window. We've covered this a bunch of time. I'm not going to spend too much time here because I could spend an hour talking about Mayor multiple. Right now, the minimum Mayor multiple for a bull market top is 197. We're nowhere near that. Albeit 120 is a lot closer than it was when we were talking about 75,000. But anywho, moving on. If you guys don't like my window timings, go look at stock to flow. This is the charts.bitbo.io stock to flow. Let me drop this in the chat. I like this website. Look at the color timings in response to the happenings. You can kind of see how much time we have left. We're starting to get into the yellows, which is the end of the peak. So still on track with stock to flow, looking towards Q3, Q4 this year, but we'll see. Maybe all-time highs get printed into Q1, but if things are getting really stupid in Q4, my hands are going to start smelling like cash. So anyway, Shark Week was this week as well, and as disappointing as with our tragic losses, Shark Week has become very, very efficient at disappointing me. I'm a huge shark fisherman, conservation enthusiast, whatever you want to call it. Sharks rule. I love catching and releasing them, and I'm taking DNA samples and doing tag and release and all that stuff. And Shark Week has the opportunity every year to go tell the stories of these sharks and give them the coolest content ever. We have all these researchers that can tell you all this amazing stuff, and yet this is what they want to focus on. Key thing they opened with for Shark Week this week was Dancing with the Sharks, and good luck, The Onion. Good luck trying to parody this. Just take a look.
Bringing the dance floor to the ocean floor, channeling pop queen power.
That is a tuxedo swimsuit, by the way.
Here is Janelle Van Bruton.
It's an endangered greater hammerhead, by the way.
Wow! She's wasting no time and goes into her dance.
This is real. This is not parody.
Beautifully launching from the bait box.
It's one of the coolest sharks in the world.
One wrong move.
It's one of the coolest animals I've ever met in real life is a greater hammerhead, and they're doing that. I we're bullish, right? We'll figure something out. Now, as with the bad, I have some good news. Shark Week. So, shark fishing today is way more popular than it used to be. But back in the day when I was cutting my teeth in it, was a very niche community. So there was very few really badass shark fishermen that I'm not aware of or have a somewhat relationship with and can call them up at any time and ask questions and shit like that. It's a real tight knit community before all social media blew it up and the OGs are still around. They actually had a show with one of the most highly respected West Coast shark fishermen, and I was shocked. I was like, "Oh my god!" They do the ridiculous dancing.
This thing is
but they also did a show with freaking Keith Poe, and I got to show you guys this.
extremely aggressive.
This dude is the Mako king.
Crazy.
It's a show about a black Mako. They're normally
And she
kind
was
of white.
as black could be on one side.
So dark. Yeah, the underside being that dark.
Now look when
They
she
are.
turns sideways, how she's solid black everywhere. No blue,
Wow.
no purple,
That looks like a white
no
shark.
white. And look how far back her tail is.
Those fish
How
can go
big she
60
is.
miles an hour.
Here comes her tail.
Oh my lord. A Mako
That's
that
it.
big would take down great whites.
And then she just started destroying the buckets and tearing them off the boat. It was mean as hell.
This new, darker Mako is unlike anything I've ever seen before.
Short fin Makos are known for their speed. Their streamlined frames allowing them to swim in bursts over
Never
50
caught one
miles
of these
per
when
hour.
I'm scared.
They are
Scared of
pursuit
them 'cause I don't
predators,
wanna
using their
try to
pointy hooked
release it.
teeth to
They're
hit prey from
absolutely
behind,
psycho.
disabling their propulsion.
But yeah, moving on. That's Keith Poe. That's not a dancing joke thing. Go check this guy out, Keith Poe. Look at Mako. He's got kind of his own website and little Facebook thing going on. but this dude routinely catches some of the biggest Makos I've ever seen pictures of. And to put this into perspective, that's like an 1,800-pound Mako he's petting. Absolutely insane. This Mako's bigger than most great whites, and he's catching them repeatedly and like breaking. He kept breaking fishing gear, and like the actual OEM manufacturers for the fishing gear like had to start making bigger hooks for this dude. Is absolutely cool. So moving on to some serious stuff. You can't tell I'm bullish on silliness. Let me kill the music down a little bit. Apparently, pop artist Takashi Muramaki to launch collectible trading cards on chain on the Base app. I'm so bullish on Coinbase. I really need them to be legit. I need them to be great. I need them not to do silly stuff. But this is the stuff they're launching. I just don't know. Speaking of that, Coinbase had a huge party, and they put all the photo booth pictures on chain. So like the tweets and the social media for Base are now on chain. Like it's, and then people start trading them. When I say on chain, like it launches a token. Like yeah, I was really bullish on hamster racing, but like that type of stuff is really scaring me. Before we go to Ethereum, I forgot to pull up the coin chart, but we can check on that because coin's probably ripping. Yeah, it is. So Coinbase is trucking. We're now printing a new all-time high because if you don't remember, this thing IPO'd like a beast, like 429. It did its thing, but anyway, we're back up, and this is something we want to see healthily move on. So when you guys see me critiquing and you guys are downvoting my tweets like complaining about Coinbase doing silly stuff, it's because I want them to do well. I have a vested position. The whole crypto community has a vested position in Brian Armstrong killing it. We need him to do really well. We don't need any FTT nonsense. We don't need any craziness, right? I don't want them doing dumb stuff. The rebrand and stuff has got me scared. But anyway, moving on to Ethereum. Let's look at some serious stuff. So, Ethereum. Everyone's now an ETH bull, and I have to toot my own horn. April is when Rainbow Theory traders got bullish on Ethereum. April of this year. Price then was under $1,600. I really woke up around 1,700 and said, hey, this is the channel walk break we've been watching for a very long time. And we've been trading it ever since. We got it. So we caught the breakout way before the others did using these tools and this just general collective mind that we have with all the different traders in the group. Join the Discord if you're not in there. It's even if you're not like a user of our tools, go talk and listen to the dudes that's in there. They're killing it and it helps you out. Anyway, went straight into a BART, rejected the BART, and I told you guys I was bullish here, but when we rejected the BART, I'm bullish anything with a ticker. And now we're coming up to kind of the end game of this call. And people are kind of like getting frustrated with me, and I'm like, dudes, we told you to get long like in April, and you're mad that I don't know what to do past 4K. Let me walk you through this. This was the hard call. Navigating the BART, very challenging as well. Now we're approaching the TP that we called in April. It's now the end of July, right? So that was hard. No one wanted to long ETH. We got really long on ETH, right? We're now here. We're like 5% away from the target, and it's acting like it wants to do it. Shorter term timeframes of what Ethereum is doing. Ethereum is pushing into resistance, backing off, and then pushing again, backing off and pushing it again. Ethereum typically will not get anywhere near these cyan bands. It's going to push, let things cool down. It's going to push, let things cool down. And that's what you want for a healthy continuation. You want to bump, 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 bump. It's when you explode like that Tron chart that you come back and drop off 60%. We don't want that on Ethereum. Why? Ethereum has had hell with the $4,000 order block. And this is the chart to watch. Bitcoin is kind of ranging, kind of not doing much. Ethereum is coming up on the King Daddy order block, which has been an order block since March of 2024. Ethereum has refused to break through this order block. It has not. It's had 1 attempt, 2 attempts, 3 attempts, 4 attempts. Now we're coming up on the 5th attempt to it. And frankly, if we don't break through this, it's going to suck going into like Bitcoin continuing to go into price discovery, and this thing still hasn't hit an all-time high. Remember, the all-time high is way above 4K. So we shall see. Crypto Caveman, hype for ETH. Yes. So, we're getting close. Now we're getting some top signals on the 4-hour. We'll see. We're getting some pullbacks, but I haven't seen the continuation die yet enough to get super worried. Let me pull up the HMA real quick. So we got to hurry up because we are running out of time. Yeah. We'll see. We had some really like nice wicks here that got rejected and we bought up, but we'll see. But the week's not over. The week's not over. Moving on. Ethereum is actually getting a lot of flow. If you'll notice, Ethereum has inflows. Bitcoin has outflows. It's kind of a thing. We'll see. This is kind of counter-trendish. We haven't seen a lot of volume on Ethereum, and we're getting a lot of volume, and now it's continuing to flow in. People are starting to FOMO. In regards to Sol, so Bitcoin's kind of trying to see if it's going to a price discovery. Ethereum's coming right up on resistance. Surprise, Solana's coming right up into resistance as well. And again, the macro order block has held. 2.0, I say 2.0, it's like 190 to like 214. It has held this entire range except for a short stint here. Bam, bam. But so far, you want to talk about high accuracy, you use the order blocks and Rainbow Theory to say, I get long here, I TP here, and that tends to work. And it's been doing this since February of this year. And I want Sol to break out. I want Ethereum to break out, and I want Sol to break out, and then Bitcoin will go with them, right? That's the whole alt market. That's Total 3 sending it. We want to see it sent, right? Right now, it's rejecting. We'll see if it wakes back up and cuts through it, but that was a hell of a move that it did, and it didn't make it through. So you can see colors fading, colors rotating, a top signal printing right in an order block. It's a classic sell area. Take note. If this continues to roll over, it's not good. So another impressive thing. So we don't see this often, but I have to give it up to the Celestia Foundation. Celestia Foundation has worked with Polychain Capital to assign Polychain's entire remaining TIA holdings to new investors. I repeat, their entire holdings. The entire development group for TIA did an over-the-counter deal of their entire bag. Bravo. This coin continues to bleed. Remind you, this thing was, what, $20 at one point? I just screwed up the chart. Thank God for Control-Z. Let me see. She has bled. Yeah, she was like $22 at one point. This was the airdrop king for a long time. The devs just bailed. They sold every TIA they had, so they're out of the market. So that's going to be fun, because whoever just bought that is going to market sell it over time into people, but maybe that's the bottom. Maybe. We'll see. I'm not bullish on it, but whatever. Maybe staking and airdrops come later. So, moving on. Big Trump nuclear executive orders. Scale back regulation on nuclear energy. Quadruples U.S. nuclear power over the next 2.5 decades. If you guys are new to this, the United States power grid is way behind and has not been increasing kilowatts for a long time. He's deregulated this, and this is not breaking news. I want to tell you what happened. This is an older story. This is actually from May. So people are now talking Quad U. You got to remember, Trump told his team in May and then made it more public. It's time to go hard on nuclear. So everyone's talking about what's going on with Quad U. I want to remind you, right around here, this is when Trump actually said we're going to go nuclear. Now, China is going crazy hard nuclear. They actually developed they have a thorium reactor that's coming online right now, which is actually pretty cool because that's a technology we don't really use anymore. But it's a cool one. I don't know all the ins and outs of nuclear, but long story short, uranium nuclear reactors create plutonium. We use plutonium for bombs. If you use a thorium reactor, it doesn't give you plutonium. So it's not as cool for like the military-industrial complex, but, you know, because nukes are great to have for bombs. But anyway, UUU is ripping, and maybe we're actually going to see that green revolution. As much as people hate nuclear, just remember the nuclear stuff that you don't like was developed in the 60s and 70s. This stuff we've got coming is way safer. And if you want to argue with me with that, if you have a child that's going to be turning 16 soon, would you ever give them a 1970s car to drive in as their first car? No, you wouldn't. You got to have airbags. You got to have really good safety belts. You got to have good crash ratings. So I think nuclear needs another shot. It's really the only clean energy we have that actually has some ass behind it. It works in night. It works in cold weathers. It works in hot weathers, and actually has a lot of power behind it. As cool as solar is, it's not going to work in like northern territories ever. That's one area where I do disagree with Elon. Northern Europe, Canada, and all that, solar doesn't do anything. Like you could run the panels for 20 years and the net return's not there. So anyway, moving on. Tariffs has been a thing we've been talking about forever, guys. Everyone's been super spooked, including the market. We got some crazy dips and we got some longs in on this stuff on the TradeFi markets, right? We're coming to an end. We've been talking about this. These things are time-based. Trump cannot push tariffs into midterms. Midterms are coming up. People are, in a few months, they're going to start campaigning for the midterms, right? And that is one thing we've been saying. It's coming. This will reverse, right? We just kind of have to figure out how far things can go, what we can get an entry is, da-da-da-da. The markets this week, Japan deal came in. And Japan is going to be doing like $148 billion invested in the United States. They're going to be buying a bunch of our agricultural stuff. I think they're going to be buying a bunch of Boeing airplanes or something like that. Regardless, big economy coming in 15%. Markets loved it, right? Babylon Bee killed it with this one. I love the memes, guys. I'm sorry. But Trump's announced that he has acquired a giant anime sword in the Japanese trade deal. But check this out. As much as we love Toyotas, as much as we love trading tariffs, Toyota came in hot off the tariff news. 15% tariff negotiated deal. Toyota teleported. I did not see this coming. But Toyota jumped up 13%, absolutely teleported the charts. It's been crazy. We've been watching this downfall with the Toyota engines on like all the Tundras they had to recall, and it's been nasty. And then it's gone sideways. Now we're teleporting. This kind of reminds me of the old Ford and GM ranges we used to chart. But I thought that was really cool. Toyota completely teleported. Hit the Mali 13 as well, and then reversed. So moving on. Speaking of Toyotas, I saw this and I just absolutely loved it. This is a Toyota vertical parking lot thing where they're showing stuff, but these are the different generations of the Toyotas. Like this is the Gen 5, Gen 4, I think that's a Gen 3 Supras. Absolutely amazing. That's my dream car, a white 2JZ. 93 to 98 US, albeit I think they made them to 02 in Europe. But anyway, Japan deal came in. Shortly after that, the European deal was reported on as actually almost being done as well and coming in at 15%. Trump earlier was getting really ticked off with them and threatening like ridiculous numbers on the tariffs for the European Union, and people got spooked. Now they're saying, hey, it's actually probably going to be close to 15, and markets, shocker, really like that, and the S&P hit all-time highs. Going back to the Japanese ticker, I meant to move this slide earlier, and I apologize, but I wanted to see, since Japan announced that they were going to go super hard on Boeing, I was wanting to see if this jumped up, and it really hasn't. Toyota actually did the jump, but anyway, moving on. This is not trading related, but I saw that this week. So apparently Pierce Brosnan did an ad for Armani, and the first thing I had to say on this is they need to bring him back somehow in the James Bond universe and make him the next villain. Somehow he didn't die, he's back, and now he's like an estranged 007 who's super evil. Please make this happen and have him like fight Daniel Craig. I would pay a lot of money to go see that movie. So if anybody's listening, Rogue 007's Rogue Agents, it works. We haven't seen one in a while since like 006, but like I want to see this. It needs to happen. So moving on. So speaking of crazy things going on in the market this week, Brew Markets posted this, and I actually really liked the tweet. So Open Door crazy, Krispy Kreme crazy, Kohl's pumping, GoPro, meme stock mania is back. Now, I am not up to speed on what is going on with Kohl's, but Kohl's completely teleported. And if you guys remember, when I was telling you, hey, runner, what's the best setups? White candles in reversion bands. Bang, bang, bang. Now, it's not to say you're going to call that it's going to teleport like 40%, but you tend to revert out of these if the stocks don't actually go to zero. So to that, this was a 60% move to here, mind you, but into that teleportation, that's a 245% move. I still don't know what's going on with Kohl's. My wife's maybe got some Kohl's discount cards in the mail. I don't know, but maybe they're getting bought out, but it's absolutely crazy. And dude, look at the volume impulse. It's insane. Next one's GoPro. Same story. White candles in these reversion bands eventually pulled up and out, and GoPro has moved up 300%. Look at the volume impulse. Absolutely mental. I'm actually not really bullish on GoPro. I've switched over to DJI cameras, and they are so much better action cameras. It's not even funny. Moving on, Donut. Krispy Kreme's has been bleeding for a while. Blame, oh man, you guys tell me in the chat, what's the weight loss drug? Ozempic. Blame Ozempic, maybe. But maybe you can eat more donuts if you're on the Ozempic, but anyway. 122%. I have no idea. I actually don't like Krispy Kreme as the product. I'm not crazy about it, but pretty interesting, and you can actually see like a flush or a swing on that actual support pivot, so that's kind of cool. The nuke that I am chasing, UNH. Unfortunately, I think I'm actually still in profit on this, believe it or not. I caught it way down here. UNH had the issue, or I say the issue, their CEO got assassinated. People started roasting, saying they're such a god-awful company. Is what it is. Today they announced that they are under the investigation for fraud, I believe. But the government, they announced that they're under the investigation by the government, and the markets, like after hours, actually went woo and bounced back up. We're going to see how this plays out the rest of the week, but like we have not seen volume roll in yet. But we have seen the stock pull out of the bands. So they might come down and retest again, but I'm still betting for the upside that we hit the other side of the band. But we'll see. We'll see. The other one we're looking at is GME. GME had a huge teleportation here. Reminder, like I said, pink, white candles in these bands. That's the highest hit rate, like Rainbow Theory stuff we've got. We bought up these white candles. We're seeing the color rotation. We are seeing bullish well prints come in on this. I'm wanting to see this bad boy go to the other side. Maybe we get a Roaring Kitty update. It teleports. I don't know. But I'm taking the bait there, especially with them like starting to long or to buy Bitcoin. Stacking sats is going to pay off eventually. Moving on. I like this guy a lot. So, financial advisor, put only 3% of your net worth in Bitcoin. Me with 2% in Bitcoin and 98% in alts. And this seems to be the key that everyone is facing. Everyone wanted to buy Pump. Everyone wanted to buy all these different altcoins and meme coins and stuff. And like, dude, just stack the sats. But since we're talking altcoin markets, everyone wants to go balls deep in something that's not Bitcoin. Like, if you just hung out on Twitter and bought, like, the nasty Bitcoin days, and that's all you did, never sold, like, you'd be way more better off than Sailor. But Total 3 chart, I'm actually surprised Pixa has not been posting about this chart much, but on the daily, or on the H4, sorry, we actually got a reversion, not a reversion band. We tagged a reversion band twice, but then we actually hit the top runner bot top signal here, and we've kind of bled off. This really looks like the Ethereum chart, but minus the BART, but the actual drive up that Ethereum's going through. So we'll see. We want to see the breakout. Like I said, if Bitcoin's coiling and all the altcoins are hitting in resistance and bouncing off the resistance, and that's what this is. This is them bouncing off the resistance. So a lot of times when they make those giant reclaims and get up to those resistance, they don't slam through them, they bounce off, and that's what we're seeing here. Now we want to see continuation, but like this is the thing, we have to watch it, right? So moving on. Bullish side, Tether printed $2 billion. So it's looking like the government's learning how to print money digitally as well as on their printers. So we'll see. 2 billion is absolutely crazy. But moving on. There was a hack this week. So apparently the U.S. Nuclear Weapons Agency breached in a Microsoft SharePoint hack. And I have to bring this up. Why on earth are nuclear secrets of the United States hosted on a SharePoint? I cannot fathom this. As much as I absolutely hate SharePoint, I cannot imagine storing government secrets on that. But with all things SharePoint, we have to look at Microsoft. Microsoft does not seem to be affected by the hack. Microsoft has been up only since they've been doing the layoffs. Shocker. As with all tech sectors, they're rolling out AI and they're eliminating personnel from their payroll. From the bottom. This move has actually been pretty killer. On a Mag 7, it's up 49%. It's insane. We'll see. It's kind of channel walking. I don't want to say it is because it looks kind of curved, but let's draw it out. We got a few minutes. Yeah, maybe. AMD had the recent channel walk down, so maybe we need to watch the Microsoft channel walk up and wait for it to break down. Eventually it'll break down and it'll retest something here. We'll see. Moving on. So Intel, like I just mentioned before with the layoffs with Microsoft, Intel is announcing another 15%. Mind you, I think, what was it, 2 or 3 weeks ago, they laid off like 25%. I think Trump laid off 25% of the IRS this week as well, so it's not a fun thing to be working at Intel, but Intel chart regardless. Oh, shocker. Last time Intel announced layoffs, it teleported up. It actually did not teleport up. It's interesting. What's up, Pepe Cinco? My Aussie friend. He goes by many names. So this range broke, teleported down. Now we have a serious range here, and by God, hopefully we have an end to the Intel bottom and this thing can actually break north. This has been a killer chart, but mind you, the CEO, I don't know if he's still the CEO, but the last CEO they had at this time, he bought big here. And then we teleported down. But anyway, we'll see. If this thing rips through, let's see if this thing can actually keep trucking. Because we're looking at like reclaim, like if it really gets going, you're looking at like a macro reversal where this thing could potentially 3x. So we'll have to keep an eye on it because it's still dancing and not doing what we want yet. But moving on. So I think this guy is absolutely hilarious. There's a guy who talks about like passive income, and he just kind of makes fun of all these people with all these get-rich-quick schemes. And he actually posted this after all the Spectator Index posted that Trump administration released 230,000 pages of documents on Martin Luther King's assassination. And this post was awesome. Guess who owns the printer at the White House that charges 10 cents per page? It's awesome. So anyway, it's Chase Passive Income. Go follow him. It's funny. Yeah, he'll post. Here you go. When I started doing vending machines, everyone laughed, but then I told I made $45,000 a month from one machine, and they stopped laughing. But they secretly sell. I don't know. I sell illegal drugs out of my vending machine. Anyway, another thing. This is kind of a general rule in life. Joe McCann's fund blew up. It's down 80% this year. I wonder why. And then you can go see an old video where they're talking about Bitcoin to 400K and Solana to 420. Ethereum is not worth owning. Joe McCann. I'm not sure how their algos work or how their quant firm works and all that jazz, but I do know that they talked about that their market making strategies or whatever they used to use were based on volatility. And this goes way back. People talk about like bloody Mondays and all this other stuff. We haven't seen real blood since Alameda left and FTX went down. We have not seen like a 30% pullback on Bitcoin in a very, very, very long time. And it very well may be because FTX and Alameda are gone. I don't know. But I will say this. What used to work back in the day, we haven't had those opportunities. A lot of the algos that I used to build that like would auto trade, like death wicks and capitulations, like the hit rate, the accuracy is still there, but they don't fire off nearly as much as they used to. People like cry about like a $5,000 pullback on like Bitcoin. Bitcoin used to pull back like $5,000 or $10,000 when it was only like 20 grand. and it wiped everything out. So you would see Bitcoin pull back 20-ish, 25%, and you would literally scroll through Coinbase, and some of the altcoins would be down 70 on spot on the day. So keep that in mind. But long story short, be adaptable. Don't be stubborn. Do your own thing. Speaking of doing their own thing, apparently Tesla opened up a diner, and I wanted to show you this because it was actually kind of cool. Little electric logo, fried chicken and waffles. These are standard American food things, but it's pretty cool. Well done. I'm interested. It actually looks really cool. Loaded with Cybertrucks also. But the one thing that kind of turned into memes, and you know that I love memes, is the Epic Bacon for $12. 4 strips of bacon for $12 with a dipping sauce. So we see people start posting, holy shit, the Epic Bacon at Tesla diner looks amazing. This guy actually made it like his pinned tweet. It's pretty funny. Yeah. So he got a banger. He posted it, pinned it. But the funniest thing is people are ripping these dudes apart. So white people when there's a $12 bacon at the Tesla diner. It's awesome. So anyway, speaking of Tesla, let's go see if we're bullish on their diner. And so far, the yin-yang trade played out, ban to ban, white candles to pinks, and now it's ranging. My stance is still the same. I want to see more blood before I'm willing to get back into this position. We watched it all the way down, rode this thing back up, now we're just kind of chilling. But anyway, moving on, we're wrapping up the show, and just remind you, this was a good one, because this is the goal. At my 9 to 5, knowing I'm going to be out of here when Bitcoin is in $250,000 in 4 months. And this very well may happen. Mayor multiple staying like 193 right now. We might hit 200K. Things get really crazy in the last innings, and we might actually see this. And I'm hoping as many of you guys retire out of this thing as possible. You get up a few $100 grand. You get up 10 grand, and you're a young person with like no money. Lock in. The most unfathomable thing you're going to have to do is eventually take profits and pay taxes. But anyway, we're going to wrap this up. We're going to go head to the Discord. As always, the Discord link is at the top banner right up here. Click it and you can find it. And we're going to go hang out with the OGs and anybody else who wants to come say hi in the Discord and the roundtable. Come say hi, come show charts. If you guys want to talk Toyota setups for the rest of the night, we're going to do it. But anyway, thanks again. Much love. Blow up the chat. Link, like, comment, subscribe. Much appreciated. Love you, dudes. I'll talk to you guys